Um, so basically, as I was saying, okay, so boom, with the AI technology that's going on now, right? That's been going on, and the advancements it's been making. Here's the thing: in the workforce, it's being used in the workforce, right? Okay, I'll give you an example. So, if you're in the fitness space, you may be familiar with bodybuilding, the sport of bodybuilding, right? In the sport, throughout the history of bodybuilding, these bodybuilders came to a point, it got so competitive, if you will, where it came to a point to where they realized, oh shit, if you want to actually compete and win, and Ronnie Coleman speaks on this, you got to do steroids. That's just what it was. And it still applies today, right? Would I have done steroids? No. Will I do steroids even though I'm in the fitness space? No. My body's going to look like what it look like. It's going to do what it do. You know, I'm about functionality and overall wellness. But that's not the point. I'm trying to make an analogy here. So in the bodybuilding space, it was like, okay, if you want to compete in, you know, and win at a high level, you're going to have to do steroids. So when it comes to the workforce today, if you want a job and earn some sort of Federal Reserve note so you can get some resources, you're going to have to know how to use this AI technology because it's not going nowhere. And I'll put it like this, because everybody has free will. You don't have to. You don't have to know how to use it. But the thing is, there's people, individual companies, and business owners, entrepreneurs that are using it, and they're basically running laps around people that aren't using it. Now, again, you got to keep in mind, it's not to say like the technology is not going to do the work. Whatever it is, your field of, and this is why education, intellectual property, gaining equity in your education is the leverage point, if you will, because the work, the AI, the technology is not going to do the work for you. You have to, it takes some sort of skill and expertise in whatever the subject matter is, okay? But it will fine tune it and polish it, if you will. Not to say humans can't, but it's just a collaborative thing, right? So, like I said, you don't have to. You don't have to necessarily use it, but like I said, people in the workforce are using it. Companies, small and large, they're using it. And again, it's running laps around people. I said that already. To put that in context, because the world is growing, right? And this isn't no conspiracy theory about the world being overpopulated. The world is heavily, I'm not even gonna say overpopulated, because people are like, oh no, you're trying to, no, the world has a lot of fucking people in it. So the demands of resources are continuously rising and rising and rising. You probably gonna go somewhere now today and demand some sort of resources, whether it be food, this, that, and the third, right? So the demands of as the demands of resources are rising, the need for an efficient way to yield these resources are necessary, right? Boom, this is where this AI and technology and all that shit comes into play. Now I see why Nick was always talking about, like, you got to invest in it. Even Gary Vee talks about it, like, nah, you got to invest in it. If you're not going to be hands-on the ground with it, understand the technicalities of it, at least invest in it, because all these companies are already using it. So the shit's not, this is why they talk about the tech industry. Like, no, y'all don't have no clue, like, the security that's in that space. Um, so, again, it's more so like, shit, you don't have to do it, but the human, us as humans, we only have so much capacity. You know what I'm saying? To where the way the system is designed, it's designed to operate on a subhuman level. That's what industry is. It's this book called The Plebeian Theory or some shit, where he talks about one of the main tenets of industry is to do things that a human can't do, right? It's to do things that nature can't do. So when you take a look at agriculture, nature doesn't produce things 24/7. You get what I'm saying? Nature produces things in season. Agriculture says, okay, we're going to challenge nature. We're going to produce things 24/7. You see what I'm saying? That's not natural. So when it comes to industry, it tries to get people to do things that humans aren't naturally inclined to doing, like getting woken by alarms, walking with shoes, all this unnatural shit, right? And you can sit here and say, well, that's why we need to go back to nature and do this and go back to teepees and huts, even though I don't feel like that was ever necessarily all of us. If you really think that's going to happen, I mean, that's not happening. Like, you need to get in tune with yourself, ask yourself, why did you come here for this human experience? Why did you choose to be a part of this interesting dynamic? But niggas not going back to no teepees and huts. The only possibility of that happening is if people if we nuke ourselves to fucking oblivion. Then that, you know what I'm saying? Because there won't be anything. But outside of that, it's really adapt at this point. That's the name of the game. It's always been so.